Your next goal or even your next achievement simply isn't going to fix you. So let go of that thought. In my last role in the corporate world, I was promoted to executive director and to a leadership role. I was overseeing several teams in several countries. And suddenly I thought that I had made it. Wasn't this everything that I had ever been looking for at work? Wasn't this exactly what I wanted? Wasn't the money what I wanted, what I dreamed of? Because now I could finally afford all the fancy things that I wanted, like a nice car, a bottle of champagne every week, a nice apartment. And yes, it's true, I wanted these things. And yes, it's also true that I was happy for a moment. But it feels like 24 hours after the promotions, I finally managed to meet reality again. And I realized that this promotion didn't change that much. The promotion itself or the change of my job title didn't feel to me like I finally found purpose, like finally I found happiness. And I couldn't understand the reasons why. I realized that I was still as frustrated as before, that I was working even longer hours than I used to. And I was at a point where I didn't even realize or remember or know anymore what the things were that I cared about besides work. And did I really care that much about my work? I thought I had to, because isn't life about work? The mistake that I made, or the problem that I had back then, was to not understand. It was to not see that the mind is constantly searching for more. The mind is constantly making up problems, because once you solve one problem, it will come up with the next problem. So my problem was feeling that I had to get a promotion, that I had to earn more. And then once I achieved that, the mind told me, but there must be something else. There must be more to this than just this promotion and just my new title. And so I kept on looking for even more. But I didn't realize that it's a non-stop cycle, that you are trapped in going in circles, finding and searching for more, until one day you've had enough. And that's when many people quit, or that's when many people really get frustrated. When instead it would be a moment to maybe even awaken and to realize that it's this constant search, the constant search for happiness, the constant search for purpose, the constant search for something that will give you fulfillment, that will actually keep you trapped. And that all those feelings that you are looking for, they are right here with you this very moment. If you forget that there is a future you have to worry about, and if you forget that there is a past that you have regrets for. And that's an important learning that I've had, but only recently. It's the mind constantly not only looking for problems, but also constantly wandering off into the future. It will tell you all the things that will go wrong. It will assure you that you aren't good enough. It will convince you that you need to be doing more. And all of this without you realizing that this apparent future is just a fiction. Because let's face it, neither you nor I can truly look into the future. Otherwise, you'll probably be making money with that. And the opposite of going into that fictional future is the fact that the mind constantly regrets actions from the past. For some people, this can be as mundane things as regretting having said a specific word at a meeting, maybe last year or last week, who knows. It's a regret that you maybe made the wrong choices for your career or for your life. It's a regret that maybe you didn't spend enough time with the right people. It's a regret that maybe you didn't study the right subject. But in the end, you are where you are. And that's the most important point of this video. You are in the now. Right now is the only moment you have. Right now is the only moment in which you can take a chance, in which you can change something, in which you can feel like you are truly alive, and in which you know that what you're seeing around you is not a made-up fiction, but it's what's happening to you right this very moment. And that's what brings me back to the mind, because it feels like sometimes or very often the mind cannot exist in the now. It feels like the mind constantly needs to be looking for something in the future. It needs to keep you unhappy, just to keep itself alive, just to keep that inner monologue going, especially late at night when you wake up and you cannot fall back asleep because the mind is telling you stories. All these bad stories that come up in the night and that seem to be so unimportant the next day, because they are. It's made up fiction. What motivates many people is that drive that you need to constantly be looking for more, because if you don't do so, you might come across lazy. But is that a story in your mind, or is that really the reality you find yourself in? Is that what the company wants from you? Sometimes it's a mix of both, but more often than not, it's a story that your mind is telling you. Because again, it would mean that you can never arrive when, in fact, you are already here. Why are you running so fast towards somewhere else? The moment I found out that it's only about this very moment, I let go of a lot of anxiety. I let go of a lot of frustration. And I realized that at nights, my thoughts are no longer keeping me awake with anxious thoughts. At nights, I can actually sleep. Well, that's the best thing ever. To me, it's not rocket science to make that shift. It's also possible to you. But I think you need to stop looking at it again the same way. It's not something you need to search for. Because if you're looking for a solution to the situation you find yourself in, you are inviting, or you are trying to add more weight to you. You are trying to find an external solution to something that is so inherently internal or so inherently part of you. And that's the ability to focus on the now. In many spiritual practices, the idea is that you start observing your thoughts. And even though I don't want to advocate for any spiritual practices, I think there's a lot of benefit in starting to observe your thoughts. Once you do that, you start realizing that the thoughts aren't as fixed as you maybe believe they are. Thoughts come and thoughts also go. They aren't defining who you are. They are just like ideas that are floating around, and you can grab onto them, or you can also let go of them. So start observing your thoughts any moment where you feel like they are bothering you. Observe them, and then importantly, don't judge them. So if it's negative thoughts about you or your work, don't judge the nature of your thoughts. Don't judge the content of your thoughts. Just accept that these thoughts exist. Step 3 basically is to accept that you will have difficult or negative thoughts, and don't try to push them away, because the harder you push your thoughts away, the stronger they will bounce right back at you. So even feelings that might be difficult, just sort of embrace them. Don't judge them. Acknowledge that they are there and that they are part of you at that very moment, but they will also disappear. And then maybe that can help you find some much needed better sleep, or at least a starting feeling that there is a sense of relief within you. And if you find that difficult, just reach out to me. Let's have a chat and see how I could best help you or support you in any situation that you find yourself in. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon again.